Oh, mine and 710 are at the same time? Well, that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. I guess I apologize. Oh, hey guys. I assume the audio is working because Green Mountain already put LOL to what I said, so. Let's run those likes up. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Just kidding. Well, I'm glad that you can hear me. It'd be a real bummer if you couldn't hear me at this point. All right. It is members only chat, you guys. So I think anybody can actually view this, but only members can chat. So this is y'all's time to shine. Green Mountain, I actually don't know. The weird thing about the audio issue that happened was that so the audio it's an external microphone that goes through the video camera that is doing the recording right now. The camera kept working just fine, but the audio didn't, which makes no sense because they go through the same cord down to the computer. So it's like the camera all of a sudden wasn't detecting that the microphone was there, I guess. But the computer couldn't see that the microphone was even plugged in. So I don't know. The whole thing, it was super strange. I literally, all I did was I shut the live off on YouTube, and then I just left the software streaming over here on this side of things, and I turned the camera off and back on, and it detected it immediately, and it's been fine ever since. So I don't know if I had too many things running, like too many sources or something, but I don't know. I wish I had a good excuse, but yeah, I'm stoked. I picked up two. Well, Green Mountain, I guess you kind of know because you're in that group chat, and Tom. Um, we picked up two new sponsors today. I can't announce them yet officially, but they'll be over here. Um, you know, joining these other actual sponsors of the channel. So it should be cool. I will say both of them are big names in powder coating. Everybody will know the names. You know, like when you see their logo, you'll know. But I'm pretty stoked about it either way. Y'all members, you guys got any powder coating questions, or I also do general life questions? No, Andrew, you should be able to see everything that happens, unless the only question that's been asked is Green Mountain said, "What was the audio issue last live?" You not see that? It's right above your comments. There shouldn't be nearly as many viewers or questions probably in this one, just because it's members only chat. Like I said, people can watch it, but not everybody can comment. But if you're watching this and you want to be able to comment, you can click the link in the description here and join the channel, become a channel member. Up to I think 55, yeah, 55 now. So pretty stoked about that. Weird, Andrew. Green Mountain, can you see Andrew's comments? Y'all just not see each other's comments or what? Super strange. Oh, and then I do have not this members only live. The next members only live, I'm going to be doing a giveaway, and it's not not one that you have to like, pay $1 to get into. So, basically, any member who is a member at the time will be eligible to win in the chat or not. The only advantage that you have is if you're in the chat, you get twice as many entries as if you are not in the chat. What? What was that sound? Oh, that was you. Okay. Oh, that's right. Turn it on. Tom, I'm not gonna announce. I mean, I kind of announced that there's two new sponsors joining the channel, but I'm not gonna announce who just yet. I need to finalize things with both of them. Actually, there's some paperwork involved. These are actual channel sponsors. These aren't like some of the other channels that just put random logos on their screen and pretend that they're sponsoring. These are one of the sponsors is coming on is actually just going to pay. It's like straight pay money, and we'll be supplying powder and some other things to the channel. And then another one is supplying powder and some other stuff to the channel. So, oh, weird. Yeah, Andrew, are you on mobile? It happens a lot on mobile, I've noticed. Chris, have you ever ordered any powder supplies in Europe? Yeah, Powder FX. I've ordered powder from. Honestly, not Powder FX's fault at all, but it was a huge nightmare. Hey dog, shut up. It was a huge nightmare, not because of anything that they did though. It was customs had opened the package because it was a bag of seemingly a bag of 3 pounds of white powder. Would be my assumption is the reason that they actually decided to look. I ordered 3 pounds of a flake and a clear, basically. And what are you getting all upset about, dog? And that bag, they opened it up, and it looks like they actually, they must have physically opened the bag. But when I got it, there was a twist tie in the box that wasn't holding it together. And then there was another twist tie sort of put on, but probably not half. About a fifth of the powder had leaked out of the bag and was in the box. When the guy handed me the box, powder came out of the box. That's how bad it was. So that was the only experience I had. I ordered more powder than I needed. Clears, you don't need a ton, obviously. I'm doing most jobs. But, so I mean, it ended up working out. It was kind of a bummer, like it took way longer than it was supposed to, not through any fault of theirs, but, yeah, Chris, if you order white, just order another color with it. That way it doesn't at least they'll have some reason. Or maybe, this was a long time ago. This probably would have been like 2014 or 15. And maybe they have better ways of detecting some of that stuff now. I did not get a chameleon, Chris. They actually didn't have most of the chameleons when I ordered this powder. They had a flake that I was, Prismatic used to have a color called Moondust Violet, and it is by far my favorite purple flake ever. If you go through any of my old stuff on Instagram, you'll see Moondust Violet, and it is an absolutely gorgeous color. I was trying to find something to replicate that when Prismatic got rid of it, and they had a color that I thought was similar, at least in the pictures it appeared to be pretty similar, and it wasn't. It's still a good color, good powder, no issues with it, flowed out well, glossy. Flake was real consistent. So all the things that you would want, it wasn't what I was looking for in the end. I've been looking at some of their chameleons, and I looked at emerald coatings. I got to check with emerald coatings and see about the whole shipping aspect, because coming from Canada, obviously, it's going to be more expensive, which is a bummer. Yeah, we got 20 viewers in here. Oh, now it's 19. I jinxed it. Oh, now it's 20 again. It's always weird doing the members only chats because I leave them public so that anybody can check them out later. Let's see. Being most places seem to try to overnight. Yeah, but a lot of places that they overnight it so that it's not sitting in weather. That's the biggest issue. So, it doesn't need to be as winter comes, as fall. This is a great time to order powder. Spring is a great time to order powder. It doesn't need to be overnighted. You're not going to have to worry, too much about humidity changes or big temperature changes. But now, it's starting to get cold here. It was 42 degrees here last night, so I guess we'll see. But I think most of the overnighting is just to get around that aspect of it, just the temperature aspect of it. Overnighting powder, I don't know how those guys can ship powder the way. I guess it's just because they ship so much, but it's crazy to think that you can overnight 5 pounds for $7. You know what I mean? I can't ship 5 pounds of anything anywhere for $7. So it's just wild to think that they could overnight it. If I ship 5 pounds of anything to anywhere, even in my own state, it's more than $7. Best lane, spraying wheel silver. It depends on the. It depends on the type of silver that you're going after, Tom. And I know that's kind of a cop out answer, so I'll give you kind of examples of all three of them. I really like heavy silver. If somebody wants like a metallic, a good looking, nice metallic base, or a nice metallic silver, even if it's not just a base. Heavy silver is my go-to. I don't use like alien silver is really close to it. Alien silver has some little things about it that I don't like. That heavy silver doesn't have any of those issues. It always lays perfect for me. Um, a good wheel silver to look at some of like the hyper silver that you see, some of that type of color. IFS makes a color called Silver Dillo, and I know that Powder by the Pound sells IFS powder, but they don't carry this particular one for some reason. Not too sure why, but it's a not a cheap powder, but it's a really good looking. It's more of like it's like a chrome type base. So when you spray it, um, it reminds me if you've seen the newer Audis that have that kind of satin cleared polished trim. So it's like reflective, but it's not like it's on a mirror finish. Um, that silver dillo color is perfect to match that to give you an idea of kind of what it looks like at least. Um, and then the other silver that I use is wheel silver or alloy silver, one of those two. I have them both, but they're both just kind of a generic plain OEM type silver. BMW and Porsche silver are nice, but they don't, in my opinion, they don't lay that well. So I tend to avoid those two particular colors, even though they're good colors. I mean, if you're going to put a clear, which you should be putting a clear over those, you can usually get away with it, but they tend to have a lot of orange peel, I've noticed. So hopefully that answers. I mean, that's 3 colors. I know you're only asking for 1, but I like to cover all the bases. Andrew, no. It's actually the opposite of that. You don't want to put a base coat underneath them. In fact, priming them is often kind of a problem. The cool part about illusions is they are their own base coat, if that makes sense. So when you spray it down, you'll see, any of the illusion or any dormant candy is typically like a silver looking color with a hue of whatever color it's going to be. Then you do your partial flow or your partial cure, which is, in illusion cases and most of the dormant cases are you spray it, put it in the oven, get it to flow out, plus 3 minutes is kind of the rule, I guess, for that. Pull it out and cool. And when you spray the clear, what ends up happening is that base coat that you sprayed has like a pigment in it or a dye in it, essentially, and that pulls out and goes into the clear. So you essentially dye the clear coat that you put on. Whatever, if it's illusion violet, obviously it becomes violet, and that silver base coat that you put down becomes, your base color for your candy. A lot of people like dormant candies because they're a lot easier to spray and a lot easier to deal with than basic candies. They're a lot easier to get the colors even. The downside to them is if you have different substrates, sometimes the color will be affected based on the substrate a little bit, like a heavy cast part versus like a sheet metal part. It's very hard to get those even, and they're very, very, very susceptible to issues with cure cycle. So if you over cure them even a little bit, the color is drastically different. And if you put on too much clear coat, the color is drastically different as well. So although they are generally easier, there's definitely some things you have to look out for. I'm here. I'm just listening while I truck across the state of Indiana to Chicago. Well, welcome, Jeff. Drive safe, sir. I guess it's probably not ideal for you to be checking out the chat for the most part if you're driving, but fair. What you guys got any cool projects going on? I'm kind of bummed out that I can't announce these 2 sponsors because I want to, and one of them I just saw a message popped up from one of them, trying to get everything finalized before we announce all that. But it'll be cool. It'll definitely help with the channel with a bunch of things, and we'll be doing even more giveaways, which I know that I assume most of you guys enjoy giveaways, especially if you're winning them. don't know why I'm sitting over here playing with a tape measure. It's very strange. Yeah, Andrew. So a lot of times, the issues that I've run into on clears with illusions or any dormant is there have been times where it'll start to do its color changeover, and you'll see light areas that they almost stay silver. I would say they don't even really get any of the color. In that situation, you can pull the part out and add more clear to that. Part way through that curing process, and you should be okay. What you can't do is cure it. Get your full cure cycle. Your color comes out and it's weird. You can't just spray clear over top of it and expect it to come out. Usually, what will happen is it will get much, much darker. It'll pull because what happens is it basically doubles the layer of dye essentially over the base coat, so it gets way, way darker. Which, if you're doing all the parts and they still look good color wise, and you're just gonna have to spray everything with 2 coats, that's fine. One of the other big things, I don't know if you guys saw on the UKC Army page, there was a guy who had posted Illusion, I think it was Illusion Orange, and he sprayed green over top of it, or it sprayed black over top of it. I'm sorry, and it ended up, black and orange for whatever reason are not friends to begin with. But I don't understand. They make a very toxic looking green color. All the dormants will do that. So if you spray black, say you spray down Illusion Bluebird, which is like a nice metallic blue, and you put clear on it, and your color comes out beautiful, and then you're like, all right, I'm two-toning this wheel, so I'm going to want to do some black. If you spray black over that, it's going to try to pull color through that. That's probably the biggest downside to the Illusion colors or any dormant candy, is that it's going to have issues exactly like that are going to happen. The orange black combination is the worst one by far, but it's the same thing. I think I guess it was Steve. I guess Steve's probably not in here right now, but Steve had put white over a candy red, and now that's not a dormant necessarily. It's the same effect. It tries to pull the color through. There's a lot of colors that just they're not friends from a chemical standpoint. They can't just be put together and have everything go well. A 74 Harley frame, damn. Oh, I think you posted a picture of that today, didn't you, Tom? Conductive tape, any experience, preferred place to purchase. I've got some window trim to coat, and there's no place to hang it. I have been using the same thing of conductive tape for, probably 10 years. At least 10 years. Probably more than that. Because I very rarely have to deal with that particular situation. I will tell you, the last time I did window trim, and I know that you're saying that there's no place to hang it. Is it the type of window trim that has the little tabs that stick off of it, that there's no holes or anything in them or that you could effectively hang from? Because if that's the case, I have a tip that would work for you. But if it's not the case, then I have no tips for you. But conductive tape, no, I don't even remember where I got the kind that I ended up with. I have a local tape place that I've bought all sorts of wild tape from. They don't have any high temp tape, but I've bought like kind of real random things of tape. It's like a place that does nothing but makes a bunch of types of tape. I'm sure that a lot of those exist. I can't even believe that that's like a real business that you can walk in and buy stuff from. Yeah, Andrew, you saw that today. Yeah, that's a very common thing. Wait, which one, Chris? Does it have the little tabs that stick off of it that when you like put it in and then like you slide that to lock them in place? Or is it there's no tabs at all? I definitely should have brought a drink in here. This weather changes, man. Make my throat all dry for some reason. I always forget there's like a crazy delay on all this. No tabs. That's a bummer. Yeah, conductive tape's gonna be your only way. You can use like foil tape. I'm sure you've seen it. It's the kind that you actually use for ducting. I know duct tape is what everybody refers to, but let me unhide your thing here. There we go. Show. I've taken that tape and thin strips and just take a piece of baling wire and tape the baling wire to the back. That tape holds up just fine under high temp. Might be something that would be worth trying. Working on 2002. Deciding on what color candy apple red I want it to be. Where have you been looking at candy reds, Andrew? I'm gonna tell you, there's one from Prismatic. Well, there's Wilder Red from Prismatic that I absolutely love, but it's got a silver flake in it. Candy apple red from Columbia was too dark. Okay. Well, let's take a look here. It's hard. I mean, it sucks because I don't know what candy apple red from Columbia is like color wise. I think I saw you posted a picture of a bottle or something, didn't you, Andrew? Something you did, or a cup or something, maybe one of those like a Yeti cup or whatever they're called. I guess I should know what the name of that is, but finish is transparent. What is the one? Oh yeah, Rancher Red. Rancher Red is one of the brighter, in my opinion, the brighter reds. The downside to that one, it's definitely going to be lighter than most candy reds. Like it's lighter than Lollipop Red for sure, which is kind of the go-to on Prismatic. The downside to Rancher Red is it is one of the reds. A lot of the reds, if you get a light spot anywhere, they're kind of pinkish. On Rancher Red, they're very orange and they're really hard to see. So they're really hard to see until they're fully cured, and then they're really obvious. So, oh yeah, Andrew, I bought tons of those Duran, and like people ask me all the time, oh, I saw that people powder coat cups. Can you do that? And I was like, sure. I've done a bunch of those. Yeah, there's what is it, Rancher Red, and then I like Wilder Red. Wilder Red probably is a little bit too dark, maybe for what you're thinking. And it also has a silver flake in it. And then there's Transparent Red Sparkle, which I think is really close to that as well. Probably still too dark. I'm trying to think of the other one that I used to use all the time, but I know that it has a weird flake in it. I want to say it was called Sweet Cherry. Look that up here. Sweet Cherry is the other one is Elite Red. The other bright red that's on like the bright side of red, but still kind of plays in like the realm of orange if it's too light as opposed to pink, is Elite Red. So you might want to check that one out. Tequila Sunrise is another one. Let's see if I can find this. Yeah, Sweet Cherry. That's the one I was thinking of. The Sweet Cherry. Oh no, that's not right. Because I swear, Sweet Cherry had like a flake in it. So maybe I'm thinking of a different. I know I had cherry in the name. It's really hard on the reds. I mean, red's one of those colors that it's, in my opinion, it's super hard to pick a good one. The candy reds, I mean, especially when I say pick a good one, it's really hard to go based off a picture. Because there's so many variables as far as how bright a color is too. What was the lighting source? What was the camera? Did they edit it before they put it online? Red seems like one of those ones that is really hard. Reds and purples, I think, are the hardest ones, at least in my opinion. People in here. 21 people. Are you guys all members? Is everybody in here a member? You guys should all comment if you're. Well, I guess you can only comment if you're a member. It's only Andrew. I guess Tom was in here. Jeff Maurer was in here. Oh yeah, Chris. I guess there was more of you. Is it? No, I think it's only you five. You five that have commented at least. Photos online don't do the color justice. Yeah, it's I mean, that's hard. The cool part is, like, from Prismatic, you can order their sample swatches. That helps a ton. Let me grab mine real quick. Yeah, I was thinking the other one that you might look into is illusion red, which I know that this is not going to show up at all. It looks very orange in this photo or in this video, but illusion red would be a good choice, or potentially a good choice. Let's see some of the other candy reds. These are all the red swatches that I have from Prismatic. There's quite a few. Red. What's this one? Let's see what we can dig up here. I mean, Lollipop Red is pretty bright. Let's see. I don't think it's going to show up at all on here, so it doesn't really matter how cool I make it look. Lollipop Red is pretty bright, though. And, yeah, this is Wilder Red, which I don't know if that's going to show up at all with the flake that's in it, but the flake that's in this color is awesome. One of my favorite reds. Oh yeah, it was. It's Sweet Cherry. Sweet Cherry is a great option. It's a bright red. Here, let me put it up next to... Wait, do I not have that? Oh, there we go. So, oh, they almost look the same on camera. See, that's what sucks. Sweet Cherry. So this one right here is like way, way lighter in person. Oh yeah, I guess there you can kind of see it. So, Sweet Cherry versus Lollipop Red. So if you have an idea of what Lollipop Red is, you can see that Sweet Cherry over here is much, much brighter. Pedro, what's up, man? Welcome. What's up, Stan? Tom, they're finally going better than they were. I have extra nozzles and parts, but like they're still in boxes. I haven't done anything with that. I haven't figured out exactly what they fit. I know I had a couple people ask me if they fit extra guns, or different guns, and I know that they do, but I don't know which ones yet. So I'm trying to kind of figure that out a little bit. Andrew Gerber. That's why I'm asking about illusion colors. I bought some of those from Magic and really like the illusion red the best. Yeah, illusion red's awesome, man. You don't need a primer or base or anything. Just spray some illusion red and some clear over the top, and you'll be good to go. Illusion red's and also if you just use like a clear vision or whatever. I don't know what clear you necessarily would be choosing to use, but with clear vision, you can actually ceramic clear that afterwards in like the detail type ceramic clear. Especially if it's on like a, if you're, I don't know if you're doing a tank or what, but if it's on parts that are going to get abused, that ceramic clear works great on powder. So I guess I got to change the member count. Members only. Oh, that's the wrong one. Hopefully you guys can't hear in the background. Amy's in the back sandblasting. Oh, and Nick Knickerbocker, welcome, sir. I gotta update this to 50. Oh, 57. No, 57. Not 578. That's a weird looking 7. That 7 looks like a 9. Weird. Well, welcome, either way. Yeah, you guys for sure join the UKC Army page on Facebook. Stan. What's the danger with magnesium valve covers? I mean they're not dangerous is like a general sense. Magnesium is dangerous in the sense that if it catches on fire, it can't be put out. I think there's 3 things on the planet that put out magnesium fires, and they're definitely not things that you're going to have sitting around your home. It also burns incredibly hot, burns incredibly bright. So, the only thing you have to worry about with magnesium covers, assuming that you're not going to get it to the point where you're going to light it on fire, is that it can't go into rim strip or any methylene chloride or hydrofluoric based stripper. They both have a negative reaction with magnesium. And when I say you can't put it in, what I what I mean is you can't let it sit for any period of time in there. If I'm going to do a magnesium cover, I will take it and I will hold the cover underneath the rim strip and watch it as it starts to break down the paint. I'll pull it out, rinse it, and I'll keep doing that process over and over and over and over and over. I'll put it in the neutralization tank, stop the acid from actually working, rinse the part off as best I can, get anything that's come off. As opposed to a normal valve cover, I just go put it in there for 10 minutes, pull it out, and it's done. This stuff will eat magnesium, and it does it fairly quickly. Especially like some of the poorly done magnesium covers like BMW and Mercedes tend to use. It's cast magnesium, but it's a really low quality casting. Those ones you have to be a little bit more worried or more careful with, as opposed to like Mitsubishi Evolution valve covers. They use magnesium cover, and then their engines, they use a magnesium valve cover. And then there's some motorcycle parts. A lot of those guys now are using magnesium covers on, I don't know what motors it is. I know that Yamaha does magnesium covers because I do a bunch of them for a dealership here. I haven't, but I'm going to be able to put it down easy with my Google. It's gone, so I hope powder don't hold. Ooh, gotcha, Andrew. Well, you won't have to deal with that for very long. Might as well order the powder. In fact, did you say you ordered, Andrew, you said you ordered swatches, Illusion swatches already? And you liked Illusion Red, but you haven't ordered that yet. Send me pics of this. Okay, Tom. Yeah, I'll break them open and I'll try to get measurements off them because it's not necessarily just the tip style, but I'm sure that mine are the same as yours. All right, Andrew, I'm gonna send you down a little something then, because you haven't ordered Illusion Red, right? I just want to be clear, you didn't actually order the powder itself yet. The right clear to use is definitely going to be, just use Clear Vision. You can get an acrylic clear from somebody else. It's a little bit easier to deal with. But acrylic clear smells weird, in my opinion. I don't like the way it smells. But it's a lot harder, and it doesn't affect the color. A lot of clears will affect the color of things you put them over. Most of those you don't ever actually notice them, just because putting clear over metallic blue, it's not going to change the color enough to matter. But when you put clear over white, sometimes it will get kind of a off-white hue. Acrylic clear tends to negate that, so you don't have that same hue. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. Nick Knickerbocker, what do you mean when you say partially cured? So partially cured, obviously there's gonna be some variables based on what a full cure would be. But let's say you have a part that you're gonna do in black with a clear coat over top of it. Let's say a flake, a metallic clear coat, like shattered glass. So we're going to do ink black with shattered glass top coat. Partially cured in that case would be, I'd spray the ink black, put it in the oven, a 400 degree oven, get it to cure so you get to flow out. Flow out is when it goes from being a powder form to the shiny kind of gel form. I usually do flow out and then a couple minutes and then pull it out and let it cool and then shoot my top coat. So partially cured in that case, it's pretty straightforward. Obviously there's some variables to it, but if you have a specific color you're asking about, let me know and I can probably answer that in a little bit more detail. For people who don't know the difference between magnesium and aluminum, how can you test to determine if it's magnesium? You can put vinegar on it to see if it's magnesium. Almost all magnesium that was sold in the U.S., I think it's after 2004. If it's on an engine part, the part has to be clearly marked that it's magnesium. That doesn't help you, obviously, if the part was made in the 90s. But yeah, if you put vinegar on magnesium, it bubbles. You see a reaction immediately. You put it on aluminum, it doesn't do anything. So, yeah, you can put it in rim strip and see how it reacts. You see it starts foaming right away. Yeah, 22. Yeah, it is, Andrew. It's one of their more expensive powders for sure. What's up, Mark? Welcome. Stoked. We had 2 new members join. And for you guys, I guess some of you guys that are joining late, I'm low-key announcing that, there's some new sponsors joining the channel, finalizing some kind of paperwork and stuff with those guys. Super looking forward to working with both of them. They're both big names in the powder industry. Hoping by the next live everything will be kind of done and we'll be able to, finalize. We'll add them to the list of sponsors that the channel already has. These are all sponsors that work with the channel directly, give us all sorts of, product for free, or give us product for free to do giveaways, especially with some of you guys. And then High Temp, of course, offers the discount code. So hopefully with these new sponsors coming on board, we'll be doing some even more big things. The next live Q&A, hopefully I can announce all that. Bentley and Molly Bentley is on the couch over there. I don't know if I can actually show him. He's right there. Now he's coming over here because I'm giving him attention. So he's just being a bum like usual. What's up, Mr. B? What's up, man? He's normally hanging out with Amy, but Amy's out sandblasting right now. So, and then Molly is probably on the couch. Molly. Yeah, she's on the other couch, also being a bum. There she is on camera. I don't know if you guys could see her because I think it's on the bottom down here, but of course it's McKay asking that. Do I ever use any kind of conversion coating? Are you talking like a spray-on coating, a conversion coating like rust conversion? Or you just mean like a phosphate bath, Nick Knickerbocker? Spraying the second coat, how do you know how much to increase the KV by? So you don't. So Diego, there's a lot of variables. A lot of that's going to depend on the gun that you're using. So the directions that came with my gun said that when you spray on the first coat and then spray on, do the partial key or whatever, pull out the second coat, or put on, when you go to put on the second coat, use the multi-coat nozzle that goes on it. They were saying initially turn that up to, I want to say it was like 80 kV or some just wild number. And every time I tried doing that, I had all sorts of issues with it. I referred back to the manufacturer's recommendation, which Prismatic, I think, was telling me 45 kV and then 40 or less on second coats. And I did that and it worked out perfectly. So it's more just like a trial and error thing. What you want to do is start with a lower kV, because if you go to too high of a kV off the bat, that's when you're going to get things like back ionization. You'll get those little circles, little dots on all your parts. And obviously that's kind of a bummer. So start with a lower kV, start further away, or you can bump the kV up a little bit, but start farther away from your part with a good sized cloud and see how much you're getting, see how much adhesion you're getting on your second coat. And then you can kind of dial it in and work from there. What kind of gun are you using, Diego? Andrew, you sent me the frame. Let me pull it up here. Oh, yeah. So that one's actually pretty, that one's not terribly complex, so you lucked out big time on that one. So I got a frame in here right now that's a freaking nightmare. I'm not looking for it. And it's going to be a 3-stage, so I'm actually going to be making a video about that one because it's going to suck so much to do. It's actually a quad frame. It's not a motorcycle frame, and there's way more bars and brackets and stuff going across it, so it sucks. McKay, you're not coming here. You're probably going to sit and do nothing. Not fooling me. Nick, I have a phosphate bath that I do on steel stuff that I can't sandblast. I also use it on some stuff that I do sandblast, but I usually use it on stuff like sheet metal and stuff that's going to be outdoors that I can't sandblast. I'll throw the phosphate on it and then zinc based primer and go from there. Any color powders you avoid? Any color period, or is there any just like powders that I avoid because I don't like them? I think one of the last chats that I did, I said gloss black from Prismatic is one that's definitely worth avoiding. I can't think of any that like off the top of my head that I would just say like no, I won't do. There are definitely ranges of color that I would say that in. Coppers and golds, yeah. Translucent copper and gold are a hoe. According to people I talked with today, Tiger Drylac has a transparent gold that is not a nightmare. So, oh, see, Andrew, if that frame is 3 pieces, do they all come apart then? Oh, I see it. Okay, yeah. Oh, well, that's even easier then, right? Unless I'm not seeing this right. No, I think I'm seeing it right. That should be even easier. That's even better. Um, translucent copper. So the only copper that I've ever shot that I actually didn't give me any grief was Trans Copper 2 from Prismatic. Um, it's been I've used it a couple different times. I wish I could show you the set of wheels that are sitting over here that are done in it. Um, I've used it a couple times, and it's better than most of the transparent coppers. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, besides that, Chris, there's not a ton of colors that I tend to avoid. I usually will just try to find something that works. Like if I have a customer that says, "Hey, can you do this color?" I'll say no, but I can do this one, which is nearly identical, and they're usually pretty happy with that. Or I just tell them I can't do it. I mean, if they're not happy with it, I just be like, "Well, I don't want to do it because it's not. I don't want to sit and have a powder that's finicky, and I have to spend a bunch of time and money unless I can charge them for it." Most customers don't want to be charged 2 and 3 times a piece. Um, my gun KV first coat 100 kV, second coat. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's basically like yeah, if you feel in your chest that the KV is too high, you can feel your shirt suck down to your body. The KV is too high. That's kind of a general rule. Okay, my arm is healing fairly well. I don't even know. My scar might not even show up. No, it doesn't really, does it? Trying to find out how to make this. Oh yeah, you can kind of see it there. It's fine. I still have these weird issues in the morning. Like when I go to stretch, it gets like a super shitty feeling. Um, but we'll. They said wait a month and see how it is after that, and then go from there and see what's going on. That being said, I have a tattoo appointment tomorrow, and we were supposed to be tattooing right where the scar is, but now he wants to wait. So I don't know what else we're doing on my arm tomorrow. 8 hours though. 8 hours of tattooing. Green Mountain looked for you in Michigan, but no luck. Isn't Green Mountain not? I was gonna say we're in Vermont. I was gonna say you're not in Michigan, so. Okay, yeah, Andrew. I thought I was looking at it right. I didn't look at it when you first sent it. I didn't look at it close enough to see that it actually broke up into sections. But that makes life way easier. It's easier to do everything at that point. It's easier to blast, hang, spray. I did wish you had. Oh, Green Mountain. He thinks that you're Green Diamond. That's why. That's what's happening right now. What's up, JS Coatings? When are we going to Vegas to golf? Well, I can't golf. I know for a fact. I took an old club and cut the shaft off. Or cut the shaft off, cut the head off. I've been swinging that shaft a little bit, and it's been fine. But with no weight at the end and no impact, it's probably going to be a while. They told me 12 weeks from the day of surgery, which was August 27th. So, I don't know. How does the arm work? My arm works fairly well. I mean, there's some things that I still struggle with. I'm having an issue. Everybody gets a kick out of this, so I'll show you. So this hand, I can, obviously I just lay flat, just like this. When I do this hand, it only can go that far. So I'm not. That's a bummer. So let's see here. Question. Okay, about to shoot prismatic translucent black chrome for the first time. I have 3 different version shades: 1, 2, and 3. Which do you prefer? Um, I, I use tinted clear as opposed to the black chrome variants. I think black chrome 2 is the one that I ordered and was actually just happy with. I don't know if I tried the other two. Um, and I was shooting it. I believe I was shooting over actual chrome plating, which obviously I'm cheating at that point because I don't have to worry about the base and how well the base reflects. Nick, 8 hours, bro. Oh, it's always 8 hours. That's the best way to do it. Oh, hey. Darling, will you bring me something to drink? I totally forgot to get something. I don't care what, by the way. You're the best. Yeah, 8 hours is 8 hours is the way to go, Nick. Well, and the downside is for me, Nick, I got to drive an hour and a half to where I get tattooed. So for me, it's much easier just to go there and knock a bunch out. Tom, Jimmy can't get on. Is he a member? I can post a link somewhere. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Thanks, darling. Oh, you guys don't hear me. There we go. Sorry, sending this link to somebody real quick. Let's see. Jimmy can't get on. Sorry, Greg. I want to ask my gun update. White Pony, just email if you haven't, or message me. Didn't you just text me? No, I'm mixing you up with somebody else. Just kidding. You did not just text me. I was like, I just texted somebody back earlier today. Well, like right before I started this. Nick, no problem. Still feel free to check out our YouTube channel. Yeah, always. Check out everybody in here's YouTube channel that has one. I'm telling you right now, more of you guys should make YouTube channels. I feel like everybody should make more YouTube channels. Nick, right now, so there is a members only Facebook group. But I was trying to work out some more stuff with some of the sponsors before I actually launch that. It's made. It's just I think I have it set so that nobody can even find it. Oh yeah, there's Jimmy. Welcome, Jimmy. I thought you were already a member, Jimmy. I thought I just saw you were just in the members only thing the other day. So confusing. Thought I had a list of members, but maybe not. Yeah, I more people should for sure make content. It'd be nice to have more powder coaters. And that was actually one of the things I talked with, a company today that will be sponsoring the channel. Is he's like, there's just not a ton of content out there. I apparently have, I think, the biggest powder coating channel, which I think we're 2,500 past, or we're just past 2,500 people. Let me see. Yeah, 2,500, and I forgot on YouTube it only tells you for the nearest like 100. Yeah, 2,537 people. It's pretty crazy that I have the biggest channel. I don't know that that's true. They were saying that they think that I have the biggest channel. It'd be pretty wild if that was the case. 2,500 doesn't seem like a very big. I mean, not. 2,500 is a great number, and I'm super proud of like how far the channel has come. It'd just be crazy to think that that's the biggest, powder coating channel that there is. You guys know of any other powder coating channels that are bigger than that, or even in the same realm? I think the only one, the Right Now powder coating or whatever, they have like 2,500, or just short of 2,500, 2,480, I guess that would be. Sorry, I'm reading the K on here. Jimmy, we gotta bump this thing back up too. Hold on, let me do that before I forget. That'll be nice because I can finally get rid of this weird looking 7 up here, and we'll go to 58 members. Makes it way better. So thanks. Andrew, what other, wait, hold on, I skipped some people. Sorry, I just moved. Agree more people should make content. Jimmy, White Pony, text me? You should have my 801, 803 number, hopefully. I would watch newbie content just as much as professional content. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not talking about the size of the channel necessarily. I mean, they brought up the size of the channel. What other channels? What other powder coating channels are out there, you guys? Especially members asking. JS coding 710 is close. Yeah. Andrew, I look at content, not size. Jimmy, you don't know. Jimmy, if you don't know if you're in, it's a problem, buddy. It's a problem. JC's, I'm late. What's up, man? Yeah, you are late. We're close to being done. Not wrapping up done, but oh, it's just the ones I mentioned. That's so weird that that just made me approve your message, Green Mountain. Made me approve just ones you mentioned. That's super strange. Nick, my 11-year-old loves helping me code. He actually said we should make. You should. What's stopping you? I mean, I still record everything, and I'm not doing the lives on my phone anymore. But I do. I record all my content on my phone. Well, it's on 2 phones now, technically, but same. Hey, Sten, are you still in here? Sten and McKay. Ones you mentioned. Content. Let's see. This is the only one I'm a member of. Yeah, but do you guys know of any other channels? Like, does anybody else know of any other powder channels that we can suggest to other people? I'm definitely not against mentioning other channels on here. I know that I've been told that I'm against that, but I'm not entirely. Well, good, Jimmy. Oh yeah, he's picking them up tomorrow, I think you said. Damn, I can't believe we're almost at 60 members in here too. That's awesome. I was saying, I don't know how many people already heard this, but the members only chat next week. I'm going to do a members only giveaway. Doesn't require sending money through super chats or anything like that. If you're in the chat that day, you get 2 entries. But if you're a channel member, you get 1 entry no matter what. So you don't have to be around if you can't make it to the members only chat next week. Not a big deal. You still have the chance to win. Mason B, welcome, sir. Oh, I need to change the member count. Really only follow yours and 710. Yeah, I think that's a lot of people are kind of in that same boat. 59 members. Closing in on 60. Tell your friends. Be the 60th. I'm just kidding. I don't ever have to press memberships. Oh, that's good, Jimmy's picked up tomorrow. 710 has a whopping 22. 22 what? Concurrent view. Oh, they have 22 viewers on a open to the public video. Gotcha. I was gonna say I have 22 members. Damn. Fortunately, common sense isn't common anymore. That's 5 minutes to pump up those likes. Yeah, Andrew, you're not gonna get that here, buddy. You're for sure not gonna get that here. I appreciate the shit out of everybody liking, hitting like. It definitely does help. But I'm not gonna sit and bash, especially in a members only chat. I don't think they do members only chats, but I'm not gonna sit and bang up people over likes. It is what it is. You guys want to like it, cool. So there was 2 sponsors today. Yeah, Jimmy, I'm not announcing either one of the sponsors. I just need to. There's paperwork. Actually, I had to do a contract with one of them. There's paperwork with both of them that needs to get finalized before I announce it. And but the funny part is, I talked to both of these guys. I was like, look, here's the thing. If you guys come on board, we're going to need to do stuff with, I want to do giveaways because I think, giving back to all you guys that have done so much for the channel and helping the channel grow, helping the Facebook group grow. I know this sounds weird, but I appreciate the hell out of everybody who's in there in the Facebook group or in these chats, this Q&As, trying to help answer questions. Because there's definitely stuff that I don't get to, or it takes me a little bit to get to, and when I do, it's awesome to see that there's already answers to some of the questions. But I told them, I was like, I really want to be able to do giveaways and really help out as many people on the channel as I can, and the giveaways are nice all around. People get free stuff out of it. It kind of draws crowds in. And I think it's beneficial for everybody. It's beneficial for you guys, for me, and for the company that's sponsoring. Like, why wouldn't you want to do it? Jimmy, unfortunately, common sense isn't common anymore. It's true, unfortunately. Said there were 2 sponsors today. I know of one. Oh yeah, I just answered that. Smoking Z's, thanks for the like. I appreciate it, sir. The other YouTube channel don't hold a candle to yours. You are always willing and able to give out information. You seem to be on the spot, spot on all the time. Well, good. I'm glad you feel that way. I hope most people feel that way. I know. I try. I definitely try. I think, admittedly, when I started this channel, I wasn't aware how involved this actual process would get. But I think it's only impatient. It's only an issue for me because I'm impatient and I want to see it grow. So I wouldn't, I try to put out multiple videos a week. I try to do at least 2 Q&As every week. And if I wasn't so intent on helping the channel grow, it probably wouldn't be as stressful as it becomes sometimes. But no, it isn't. Let's see. Total service prep. You didn't miss anything. We're still here, at least for a little bit longer. Tiger going to sponsor a real coder. Well, to be fair, Tiger doesn't actually sponsor any YouTube channels currently. I know that there is some debate about that, I guess we'll say. Talking with them today, they don't sponsor any YouTube channels currently. As far as if they're going to be a sponsor, I guess you will have to wait and see. So, oven build. Andrew, so that oven build has not changed one bit, but I actually, this is going to sound ridiculous, I just moved, so it had, because my shop gets pretty full, the oven frame was all there. I think you guys probably have seen it before in videos and pictures maybe. Because that was a big open space, I was able to put stuff in it. So I've always just, I was always just putting stuff in it, and just today I moved all that stuff out so that I could actually finish it. So we're gonna get to that. I'm gonna do a full video on that. I actually already did the part of the video for wiring up the control box for everything that I'm doing in that oven. So I just need to, I did one building the frame, and I'll do one for insulation and how to run the wiring the right way and what wire colors go to what, since there seems to be some debate about what colors are grounds and things of that nature. Pretty sure 710 learned 85% from you. Well, could be true. I don't know. Could be. I would like to think that they learned something. But Jimmy, you do need to work on your content. You don't put out enough videos. But it sucks, especially when you're a one-man show. I'm in a situation where I already had some equipment to do a lot of this, so it made my life a little bit easier. But being, a one-man show who's by himself most of the time, it does make it hard to shoot videos. It's hard to shoot videos, hard to get time to edit. Running a full shop, full working, functioning, successful shop. Some of you guys that do this full time, no, it's busy. So making content is a little bit hard. Jimmy, what's the name of your channel? It's O'Malley's Custom Coatings. Sorry, I'm sure he'll post that. After blasting, do you wipe down parts with anything, or you just blow off and coat? It depends on what it is, Nick. I've been giving all these weird cop-out answers, and I hate doing that. But I very rarely wipe anything down. There are specific things that I tend to wipe down afterwards. There are things that are notorious for outgassing and blowing oil out. Some of the Nissan valve covers, BMW valve covers, things of that nature. I'll usually spray those down, then put them back in, or wipe them all down, then put them back in the oven and see if they outgas at all, see if oil bleeds out of any of the spots. Because that's not necessarily just an outgas issue. There's literally oil that just gets kind of stored up in the casting of the cover, and when you heat it up, it actually finally starts to bleed out. Pretty prominent on BMW valve covers, especially the magnesium ones. That happens a lot. Ones I know: UKC, Green Mountain Media Blasting, Jimmy O'Malley, Armor Coating. Armor Coating, I never heard that one. ADC. Huh. All right, I'll have to look at some of these because I don't know what any of these are. 710, and right now, right now is the one it used to be Rimright or something like that, I think. How did you feel starting YouTube filming? Been trying, yeah, talking One of the things that I noticed in my earliest videos that I was doing is when you're talking to yourself, or how it felt to me is I was explaining things to myself as though I didn't know the answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like talking, and I don't know. It made me feel. It's weird. It's very hard to get used to. Once you associate an audience, like once you get any sort of following, now I just feel like I'm talking to you guys when I'm talking to the camera, even when I'm making a video. Um, the one thing that I do think that's a little bit harder is when Amy is around, or anybody, but mostly Amy. Um, she'll be in in the room, but not on camera, or in a different room where she can hear me. I always feel weird talking to myself in those situations because, like, I don't know, it just feels weird knowing that somebody is around me, knowing that I'm talking essentially to myself. So it's hard, but you get used to it over time. Like I said, once you get an audience, I think that makes a pretty big difference. Um, Lionel Silva, welcome from Hawaii. Oh wait, so we just hit 60 members? Oh, we did. Dang. You guys are the best. The absolute best. 60 members. Let's see. Okay. Sorry. Let me scroll back up to all these. The truth comes out. Yeah, Chris. I think when the announcement comes, I think you might be a little bit surprised to hear some of what gets said, but um, you'll see. Oh yeah, I can post your link, Jimmy. That thing changed to 60. That thing changed to 60. Okay. I'll post your link. I know how to do it. O'Malley custom coding is what you look up. I'm posting it. I'm posting it. Sorry, I'm a little slow here. Bam. That's O'Malley custom coding. Talking on video sucks. Yeah, it's a nightmare. I know. Like I said, you get used to it over time. But I mean, I'd already done like podcasts and stuff, and I'm not shy in front of a camera by any stress. So I mean, by any stretch. So it's kind of whatever to me. Did you build your own control panel or buy a kit? I bought a kit and then I only used two things out of it. The kit I got as a deal, as kind of a package deal, as a guy who was selling off some stuff. Um, it wasn't set up the way I wanted. Magnetic contactors and stuff like that, and it didn't have it in it. So I ended up buying a bunch of stuff and doing it. But in the video that I made showing how to build the oven, the control panel for the oven, I show three different ways that you can do it, and they're very clearly broken up into three different ways. I actually made the video specific so you could skip ahead, to this time to see this way, this time to see this way, and this time to see this way. So hopefully that'll be super useful to people, when I finally get it done. I just use my iPhone for my channel, very cheap. Yeah, no, that's what I'm using. I have two Google Pixels. I have a Google Pixel XL or Google Pixel 3 XL and a 3A XL that I record everything on. And I'm guessing when my Pixel 5 shows up, I'll be using that to start doing more video stuff. So I did finally buy a better camera for doing these type of feeds. Just one that I could use better mics and stuff on. Freaking swamped. Let's see. That's why I'm not doing it. I'm a one-man operation. It just seems like it'd be a pain in the ass. Like tonight, didn't get home. Yeah, no, it sucks. Like, yeah, it absolutely sucks trying to, setting up shots, remembering that you're gonna have to try to hold the camera while you do something. If you want to get a tight shot while you're spraying, powder gets on the lens. I mean, there's all sorts of things that make it a nightmare, but I mean, it ends up being worth it ultimately. I mean, I encourage everybody to start a channel. Nick, do you ever check mill thickness? Yeah, I have two mill thickness gauges. I have a super expensive one. It's like $700 gauge, and I have one that's I want to say that the one that I bought on eBay or Amazon was $35, and they're basically perfectly accurate to each other, which is a little disappointing. It might be, I'm sure if I was testing something that was a little more involved, obviously the more expensive one's probably better. But you can get a mill thickness gauge for nothing online. And I check, I'm not going to say all the time. I mean, I have a pretty good idea of when I'm doing things right. There are times that I've questioned some of the things I've done and checked it after that. I remember I did a set of wheels that were 4-stage, and I was like, man, this is going to be so thick on there. And sure enough, it was. And I ended up stripping it all and redoing it in 3-stage to accomplish the exact same goal. I had to mix powders, but I got it back down into a reasonable thickness. Because the thing is, if your mill thickness gets too high, your durability goes way down. Your impact resistance becomes almost nothing. So one thing to definitely keep in mind. When I film and talk, I keep doing I make my wife go out of the room when I do my intros. Yeah, see, that's how I feel. I feel super weird when I'm like, hey, what's up, everybody? And there's somebody else in the room that I'm not talking to. Ugh, that's wild. Silva, Jimmy, it's been crazy. Yeah, see, you guys are all staying busy. That's awesome. 2 sets of wheels come in today. Hey, no problem, Jimmy. Everybody's just saying hi. I tend to talk to myself without a camera. See, this is a weird complaint to have, but when I'm working, most of the time that I'm working, I listen to a lot of psychology lectures. I know that's kind of weird. People who know me probably understand why I do that a little bit better than some of you guys who don't know me at all. And then I listen to podcasts. And the one downside is when you're recording, especially if you're going to put it on YouTube, you can't have copyright. You basically can't have any music in the background that you don't have rights to use. And you can't have a guy lecturing you about different psychological treatments while you're trying to talk to a camera, obviously, because he's going to be talking and you're going to be talking, and that's ridiculous. So the one bummer about making videos is I feel like it delays me listening to things a lot of time, and that sucks a little bit. But I don't talk to myself, which is nice. No offense, Nick. No offense. 2 sets get done tomorrow. Did 1 set and prep the other 2 sets. You guys are all complaining about being too busy for work. What's going on? You got too much work? Yeah, Andrew Auber is the jam. That's the PID that I use is from Auber. I just had to replace basically everything else in there. TC Coatings control panel for 6 elements ran like $500. Took just a few minutes to wire up. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think had I just went and purchased the parts that I wanted to, I probably only would have been in this control box $200, maybe. Probably not even that. Contactors are cheap. Yeah, probably not even that. And that's including the box to mount on the side. So, but I bought this other box as part of a deal, and now I'm into it more than I care to admit. Yeah, Green, I used to check mill thickness all the time too. I don't now because I feel like I'm not going to say that I can look at it and know how thick it is, but I know that it's within the range I need it to be. So the question from the other night, these freaking candy colors killing me. Wait, that's a question? Are you asking me? Chris, how big is your oven? That's not for me. Okay. I can tell you the cheap one. I never remember the name of the expensive one. It starts with an H, and they sell them mostly to high-end detailers. That's who actually got it for me, was a detail buddy of mine. Let's see if I can find the actual link to the one. Thickness. I bought this one on Amazon, and it was stupid cheap. I mean, yeah, it says $15.84. Oh, I paid more than that. You can buy it for $15.84 apparently. I will post it here. There you go. Hopefully that link kind of works. Kind of a rough link right there, I guess. Oh, sorry. Look at my videos. There's a good, adorable one there. Adorable? I hope you mean affordable, but it could also be adorable. How do you get away with this? Green music. Because Green Mountain, so you can use any music you want. You can literally put anything on. If you are monetizing the videos, you will get 2 things will happen. You will get demonetized, which means any money that was coming in from that video, if you care about doing that, which you don't have to, that money goes to the original artist who owns the copyright. The other thing that can happen is you can get copyright strikes. If you get 3 copyright strikes, they delete your channel. So fortunately, I have no copyright strikes against me. I've had a couple that I've had to get overturned where they were saying that this person owns the rights, so they get this. You can actually get permission from places to use their music or their content, audio, whatever it might be. And as long as you have that and can include it in the links in your video, you should be good to go. But occasionally you have to appeal it. Actually, I had just one today that I had just gotten turned over. After, I mean, it was episode, I want to say like 38 or 35. It's old. And they just finally turned it over. So now it can be monetized again. So it's kind of a nightmare, but, it's YouTube. Andrew, I can use because I don't get paid. Yeah, if you want to get money, I'd stop using that music. I figured someone has watched my videos, they need good music. Yeah, affordable. I figured that's what you meant, but it could be adorable too, Green Mountain. I don't know. How's it going out there? Are you already done? Are you still? Oh, you are? Just finished my new oven with Auber Instruments 12 kilowatt box 2. Does Auber sell a whole panel? They sell a whole control box? I usually just buy their PIDs. Well, they came in my Ted's Fab oven, and I just was like, oh, I like these. I'll just keep using them. Oh, they do have a... Oh, no, that's for that. Do they have whole equipment? Or whole... Oh, powder coating equipment. There you go. Control panels. DIY kits. I guess they do. Oh. How long have we been live? Over an hour. You guys, is there any other cool questions for me to answer? Or not cool questions? Thanks again to everybody, by the way. Getting us up to 60 members. It's pretty awesome. On Amazon, Auber sells a deal. Yeah, I just looked on their website. They have a control panel and a DIY kit. Oh, and it totally tells you what you can run. Oh, that's nice. Oh, and it tells you the size oven that it's ideal for. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to post some of this stuff in the. I'm gonna have to post some of this stuff in the UKC Army page because I didn't even know they had this, honestly, and this makes life much easier for people. Let's save these links real quick. All right. You have some questions for Amy? Well, what are they? I can get her back in here. Need help with this freaking candy. What's the problem now, Jimmy? I thought you got it all dialed in. You just figured out the gun was being a hoe, and now that it's working fine, it's causing you grief because you're spraying too much powder. Oh yeah, you guys all bought your stuff from Auber? Yeah, it looks like they have a bunch of kits. Yeah, 529 is probably the one that you're thinking of. I feel like Amy is listening to this live out there right now, which is adorable, by the way. She's out sandblasting. I swear I can hear myself talking outside. Just dropped another 137 on powder for these wheels. Yeah, that's a bummer. That's wild. You're buying a kit, we need to buy the wiring kit also. Okay. Yeah, I think thanks for that, Andrew. I'm gonna post this up in the UKC Army page just so people have access to it. I didn't even know this was a thing. Legitimately had no idea. Huh. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, Jimmy, I thought you figured out the actual problem though, right? Didn't you figure out what's causing your issue and now you're good to go, or is that not the case? I don't want to bail on you if you don't know. I was just asking if there was any questions left. Tumblr, when you get in total service prep, I'm actually really close on that because I have I have a set of wheels that I need to get polished, and so that's kind of forced me ahead a little bit of where I wanted to be. But it's nice because I need to get it done anyway. I've had a lot of things going on. Amy's for sure out there listening. I just heard myself say adorable. Oh, she's out there throwing stuff now. Not good. Paid $700 for yours. Yeah, I saw there was a couple different kits. Depends on what you were running, and I think what it came with. Did you buy a kit that was already put together, Andrew? Or did you buy one of the DIY kits? Oh, you found some of the problem. Okay. Mm, yeah, the polisher is going to be pretty wild. It's going to be very loud. The one downside that I'm not looking forward to at all. That polisher is going to be stupid loud. You try messing with the air. I don't think he's hot blocking. Jimmy, did you try doing those wheels the way that we talked about, face up? I saw your stand. I assumed that you had done it once I saw that stand. Is she still a member, Andrew? No, she's not a member. I don't think she can comment. She's just listening. I don't know how fucking DIY kit. These wheels are a fucking nightmare. Wire set up idiot proof. Well, that's good, Andrew. Idiot proof is definitely the safe way to go a lot of the time. Let's see. Try turning the air down when you go to spray. Start beside the wheel, then move into it. Hot flocking is not awesome, Ricardo. Don't come in here with that shenanigans. I don't know any. Lionel, they sell a product that you can mix powder into that's liquid powder, but beyond that, I know nothing about it. I've never used it enough to say what you can and can't do with it. Tried face up behind the spokes with super light. Behind the spokes, like on the back side of the spoke, or behind the spokes on the barrel, Jimmy? Are you checking mill thickness before curing or after? I don't see how you can use a contact type tester on uncured powder. No, you definitely do it after. Definitely do it after. Ultimate cart and spikes coming in this week. Hey, where did you start off at in your powder coating? Home garage or where you're at? I started in a home garage, Mark. Luckily, a very large garage, thankfully. But it was definitely in a garage. I was in a garage, and then I was in a shop, and then a slightly bigger shop, and now I'm in this shop, which is about 3,200 square feet. So definitely grew, which is good. Never feels like it's enough room. I thought initially 3,200 square feet, I would never be able to use this room, and now that's obviously changed. But I don't think I'd have to go much bigger than this. If I ever did go to anything bigger, it's not going to be much bigger than this. What do you do on your days off if you have any? Total service prep. So I used to golf all the time, but because of my car accident and the surgery that I just had and all that, I haven't golfed in a couple of years now. Hopefully that will be changing now that I've had the surgery. Beyond that, not a ton. I play video games, hang out, hang out with Amy as much as possible, obviously. I would do that day off or on. She's awesome to be around. Plus, she helps at the shop more than I could ever explain to anybody. I feel like anytime I talk about how much she does at the shop, like people don't quite grasp, but she does a ton of stuff at the shop, and it's awesome to have her around. So, backside of the spokes. So, Jimmy, not that this necessarily should be the cop out there, but backside of the main spoke, like who cares? Can't see the backside. I mean, I know that's not an ideal answer, but if the rest of the wheel is fine, like talk to your customer and be like, is this really an issue that the backside of this spoke doesn't look great? Nick, yeah, I'm a little over an hour. I'm going to be ending here in just a minute. I try to answer as many questions as I can, so screw the back of the wheel. You can't see them on the car. That's exactly what I was saying. Message is held for review, Chris. Do you ever have problems getting powder in the valve stem area when you hang it from that location? Started hanging them face up because it kicks my ass. Are you hanging it the same way that I hang them, Chris, or are you hanging it as a different style? Because I know when I use the jam nuts, the long jam nuts, it's a pain in the ass, but when I use the short jam nuts, it's fine. Depends on the wheel, obviously. There's lots of variables, but generally speaking, it's okay. Send you a pic, they glare out really bad in the light. Yeah, I know, Andrew. No shop is ever big enough. If I fill up any space that I have, it sucks. I mean, I'd hit the back of the spokes, but wouldn't worry about if the candy was thin. Mine had to be assembled. My oven is 6 by 6 by 4.5 deep. With everything, I have about 1,300 into it. Nick, is yours double door? It's 4.5 deep, but it's 6 feet tall, 6 feet wide, and not very deep. So it's double door, I assume. Oh, around the barrel is a problem. Yeah, Jimmy. All right, guys. Yeah, Chris, go to the shorter coupler nuts. Only time I tend to use those depending on the style of wheel and how it's going to affect, if powder can get to where it needs to go. But you can get those coupler nuts in way shorter. They're like, I think, a third of the length of what the long ones are that you've seen me use. They're probably, I'm guessing, like an inch. You can get those. Probably be better for you. You can actually get those too, and they come in a thinner profile. So they're, negatively affecting space even less at that point. Oh, I see what you're saying. So where the drop center is in the wheel, Jimmy, that area is light. Okay. That makes sense. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everybody joining, all the likes. Welcome to the 5 new members. Just hit 60. Hopefully this next Q&A, like I said, I'll be able to announce the 2 new sponsors. We'll add them to the list of sponsors. I appreciate everybody being here. Do another live Q&A probably Tuesday of next week, and hopefully I'm going to do at least a 2-part giveaway, but I think I'm going to have even more stuff, assuming everything works out with these new sponsors. So look forward to that. I will be posting a video. Actually, I'm going to post a video right after this tonight, and then I have another video tomorrow as well. So I guess thanks for joining, and I will talk to you guys all later on.